Which state is best state? Which state is best state? This is largely subjective, and a lot of people have different opinions based on everything from purely subjective and anecdotal to statistics looking at things like education, income, and infrastructure. There are a few that people would probably obviously go to: California, Florida, Texas, New York, the big populous states. And I'm going to try very hard to make this video without bashing or knocking any other states. So before we start, I just want to say that from my own personal experience, I spent a good chunk of my childhood living in California, and then I spent another good chunk of my childhood as well as my college years living in Florida. So, like I said, I'm going to try to do this without coming down or being negative towards any other state. But here it is. Which state is best state? Iowa. And there's some very good reasons for why Iowa has consistently ranked as one of the best places in the United States to live. Iowa consistently, year after year, has ranked very well in things such as access to healthcare, education, and its relatively low crime rate, all of which gives it a very good quality of life rate. Additionally, while many other states have converted to largely service economies, Iowa still produces things, and not just the corn and cattle that you may think of. Companies such as Whirlpool, Quaker Oats, and others still have a reasonable production base in Iowa. A recent ranking by the magazine Mental Floss on what are the most affordable small and medium-sized cities in the United States saw Cedar Rapids, Davenport, and Des Moines, Iowa all make the cut as the most affordable places to live in the United States. This, combined with the relatively good access to decent paying jobs, quality education, and an overall low crime rate, means that Iowa is a very pleasant place to live, and there's a reason why many people, such as myself, have chosen to move from the more expensive coasts into the center of the United States to pursue our lives after college. The next reason that makes Iowa such a great place to live is somewhat more subjective, and it's the Iowa nice. Having previously lived on both coasts and having lived in fairly large metropolitan environments, I can honestly say I've experienced this myself, where people are just more friendly, more outgoing, more courteous in general than what you see elsewhere. And the whole Iowa nice thing makes a lot of sense within the context of the issues that I'd mentioned earlier. When you have access to high quality education, good health care, and a good paying stable job, well, that just makes it a lot easier to be able to take care of your neighbor and to look out for their well-being as well as your own. And this last one that makes Iowa such a great place was kind of a surprise to me. Iowa generates nearly 40% of its power from wind power alone. So this means that if you live in Iowa, there's a good chance that you're using clean and relatively cheap wind power to power your home, which helps keep the cost of living low. Iowa is simultaneously a surprisingly progressive state, being one of the first states to legalize gay marriage and also currently allows medical marijuana. So there you have it. Which state is best state? Iowa is best state.